So just as a quick review, so it is, what are we trying to solve? Now on this one, what is it that we're trying to solve? What do we need to know? What are we trying to figure out? Christina? How many pieces of paper that the teacher needs. So this is what you're going to write though. You're going to write, let x equal. Now x could be what? Anything, right? But we're saying this time that x is the number of pieces of paper needed. Please write that down. Let x equal the number of pieces of paper needed. Now the second step is to think of the strategy. So what that really is telling you to do is to think of how are you going to solve it. So how are we going to solve this one? How would we solve this? Jacob, multiplication. What are you going to multiply? So what are the numbers? What are we actually going to multiply? 24 times 7. So we're going to write, though, whoops, x equals 24 times 7, because we're saying, right, that x is the number of pieces of paper is equal to 24 times 7, right?
So why is there a star?
It's a star in here because this program doesn't have a dot. I didn't have time to copy and paste. So you just use a dot. I did a star, but you use a dot.
So means the same thing.
Means the same thing. All right. Next, step 3, compute. So the compute step. So compute. What that means to do is actually solve the problem now. That's what compute means. Solve it. So go ahead and do it. 24 times 7. Do it. 24 times 7. In that space of step 3, do 24 times 7. No, you do it in step 3. All right, now 24 times 7 is 168. And now we're ready for step 4. And step 4 is to look back. But it's actually 2 things. You're going to check your work. Now, how do we check our work? How do we check our work? Michael? We use an estimate. Well, what didn't we do yet? An estimate. So that's what we need to do. We need to do an estimate. I would do 20 times 7 is 140. Is 140 about 168?
Yes.
Good. I just checked my work. And then I need to answer the question. Now, when it comes time to answering the question, you need to answer the question as a complete sentence. A complete sentence has what at the beginning? Michael, a capital letter. What comes at the end of a complete sentence? Next, a period. Listen carefully. If you don't have a complete sentence with a period and a capital letter, you will lose a half a point. It counts. It must be there. Now, you're going to start off, though, by writing this. X equals 168 pieces of paper. Because remember, we said X is the number of pieces of paper needed, right? So we're saying this 168 is the pieces of paper, so X equals 168 168 pieces of paper. Now, someone give me a good complete sentence. Lucas.
The teacher will need 168 pieces of paper.
Very good. Now, I wrote it slightly different. You don't have to. I wrote the social studies teacher. Doesn't have to be the social studies teacher. A social teacher needs to get 168 pieces of paper, and I wrote for the project. You can stop after pieces of paper. Okay? Make sure you have that complete sentence. Make sure you have all of step 3 written down. Yes.
This is Peter. No, it doesn't. That was the shoe.